G'day everyone, welcome back to Sunset Metal Detecting. My name's Kieran, thank you for joining us for another lovely afternoon metal detecting down on the beach. It's an awfully windy afternoon, a big change from the last couple of times we've been out. But we are back in Point Vernon and we're continuing on the trail seeking old treasures left behind after a recent flood. Now last week I finished up way down there a little bit, sort of around the corner. But unfortunately the beach between here and there is rather inaccessible. So what I've had to do is to skip ahead a bit and sort of start off where I was aiming to get to and then head back in the direction where we left off. And then we'll turn back and head back towards here. Now I have detected this beach on several occasions before. It's yielded all sorts of treasures from old Queen Victoria silvers through to modern coins and jewellery. And I can tell you it's barely recognisable as it stands now. It's just totally washed away. So we'll grab the gear, get underway and see what treasures there are to be found. I'll see you at the first signal. Could that just be another little bucket list item ticked off? I like shillings. Shillings are good. Ooh-wee! That's the sort of tone I want to dig. All right, we've got our first really decent sounding target here. I'm a little bit dubious of this one because there's a lot of concrete here with rebar in it, and that can sometimes give us a false positive. But this one is consistent all the way around, so let's find out. High 70s, maybe low 80s. Should be just up here somewhere. Okay, pinpointer. Yep, we are getting a reading. All right, let's get some of these rocks out of the way. Oh yeah, there is a coin there. And that's a 2 cent to start us off. All right, not to worry. In the bag for that one and we'll move on. All right, there's something else here. That was the hole our 2 cent came out of, and just next to it, another sort of similar tone. Let's see. Can't quite hear it from the surface. All right, let's get a couple of scoops out of the way. Straight down. Okay, I'm gonna have to move on to the metal blade. These rocks are just a little bit too difficult to move with the plastic blade. Okay. Should be looking at something there. Oh yes, I am. Now, what's that? That's a lot more interesting. What is that? It's concave. It's made of bronze and it's got a plain edge, so that could be a halfpenny actually, but it might have been shot by a 22. Uses target practice because it's way too big to be a 2 cent. Yeah, I'm gonna have to report back on that one. Actually, let me just have a closer look. Yeah, we've got a dotted edge, so it is definitely pre-decimal. But yeah, there you have it. First pre-decimal of the day. Let's bag that up and we'll keep moving. Well, I can tell you that there is absolutely no shortage of targets here. It is chock-a-block. Unfortunately, some of the areas are just so full of targets, it's really tough to separate out what's good and what's not. So I suspect that we will likely end up back here in the next few weeks, or maybe sort of in the next month or so, after everything's sort of had a bit of time to settle down and sort of find a spot in the sand, and we can come back and pick out all the good stuff. But we do have a target here that I have been able to separate. Have a listen to this. Sounds all right, hey? And this is only a matter of a couple of meters from my very first Queen Victoria silver. That was a threepence that I found a while back. And these sort of numbers can definitely be leaning towards silver, so let's keep our fingers crossed. Okay, not very deep at all. Okay, let's see. Is it this? What is that? Oh, is that a silver thimble? I think that might be an old silver thimble. Maybe. I don't know what this rusted stuff is on the bottom. Could it be a silver thimble with something inside it? It's the right sort of numbers. I've always wanted to find a silver thimble. Could that just be another little bucket list item ticked off? Well, that's going in the treasure bag, and we'll clean that later on, and we'll find out if hopefully that assumption is correct. In the meantime, let's keep moving. Well, our next one here has a bit of a strange response. I'm not too sure what to make of it, so let's dig it and find out. Bit of a line on the display. It is only small, so well, I mean, it could be a lot of different things, I suppose. Yeah, let's have a look. Oh yeah, there is something there. What's that? I want to say like an e-bike key. It is. It's a very strange, but albeit very broken, e-bike key. There you go. Alright, can't say I've ever found one of them before. Alright, well let's keep moving on, and we'll see how much we can get while the daylight is still with us. Okay, we've got a surface find here. It's just waving the detector over the area and got this. Bit of a messy low tone, bit of iron in there with it. Don't know if you can see it already. We've got a smart tag. Okay, this is actually an animal rescue smart tag. I'm not going to show that side because there's a QR code there that has contact details attached to it. So I think what we'll do is we'll once we get home, we'll scan that tag and find out who this belongs to and try and return it to them. All right, let's pop that in the bag and we'll keep working. I'm not sure if you can hear it or not, but this wind is getting really, really gusty. Goodness me. Yeah, making it quite difficult actually, but we're going to persist. There is a target here in front of me. We're going to dig. I don't know whether it's junk or not, but it's got to be worth a go. Somewhere up there in the, I would say somewhere in the 80s on average. Little hard to say for certain. Now, let's just remove a little bit of sand here to start with, because I think this one could have a little of depth on it. A little bit of depth. No sign of it yet. Okay, so let's start removing some stones. See if that makes a difference. I did get a momentary murmur there, so we might be, you know, ish. Ish. Let's see. A bit more out of the way there. Yeah, it is there. It's quite deep though. Let's get that out of the way. All right. Lots of thick gravel here, and there's a very large pebble there that could very well be hiding our target. All right. A little bit deeper. We are close though. We are close. Now, given how deep this is, this could be old. I hope it's old. Let's see. Okay. Off to the side there a little. Just remove. Should be touching it according to that. Nothing's jumping out at me at the moment though. Okay. Oh, is that it? Yeah. I think we're dealing with a really old padlock. Here we are. Yep. Just see, can we see the keyway? No, it's too corroded. But there you go. One positively ancient padlock, now secured in my junk bag. Right, let's get this hole fill in and we'll keep moving. Righto folks, well we are at the swimming enclosure. The swimming enclosure was in use from the late 1800s through to the early 1900s, and these days all you can see is a pile of rocks that's left behind. Now, there was a lot of activity around here, but we're not really seeing much evidence of it, which is interesting. So perhaps the bank here just isn't quite as eroded as I had hoped, but that doesn't matter. We're going to persist anyway. We do have a target here in this little washout that we're going to investigate. Let's see what this is. Lovely small target. So this could be a great candidate for a coin. Plus, being in a washout right next to a very old structure on the beach, yeah, it's all adding up, so hopefully. I thought for sure I would have been able to hear that from the surface or just under, but maybe a little lower. There's a lot of the leaves and sticks and bits of seaweed that were washed down. Okay. So oh yeah, I see something green down there. We have a coin. Let's check the edge. And it's a 2 cent. Another 2 cent. Alright, into the bag and we'll move on. Well, this is a real sort of weedy sounding tone. It's consistent all the way around, which is why I'm going to dig it, and it sounds like it's a nice high tone. So this could be, well, this could be just about anything. Very interesting. Now, I reckon it's going to be, just get that rock out of the way. Oh, and there's an ant's nest under that rock. Fantastic. Just put that back on top of them to keep them happy. I'd rather not be swarmed by angry ants. I think we're going to have to dig down some way here. Right, time to crack out the metal blade and get some of this gravel up and out of the way. Right, let's test with the pinpointer again now. Oh yeah. Would you look at that? There is a tiny little silver coin here. Hey! Now, that's going to be a 925 threepence. Now, I do apologise, it is getting a little dark here, and I'm going to need to stand up to try and get some light onto this. Ooh. Is that a... Oh, yep, there's a coat of arms. Okay, so it's an Aussie. It's an early Aussie one. Now, I'm probably not going to be able to get a date off it right away. No. But I can definitely see a kangaroo and an emu holding a shield, so that is definitely going to be 925. Wonderful. Well, that's sort of what I'm expecting to find down here, especially with, as you can see, we've got this little bit of a bank above us here. So I'm going to hazard a guess it's probably been flushed out of there in the last few weeks. Sat ready for us to find it. Right, kick those stones roughly back in place. There we go. And we'll plug on. Well, we have another sketchy one. The last one of these we dug, if you remember, was the threepence a little while ago, the 925 Aussie silver coin. This one, I wonder if it's going to be something along the similar sort of lines, because it sounds very familiar, but we're only going to find out by digging it. It is the same all the way around, just like the last one. So, let's see. I reckon we're just in here somewhere. And we are also in a bit of a washout here. So, when the floods came through, this would have had water splashing over it from the bush up above me. So it could be something that's lodged itself in the rocks as the waters have flowed down. Okay, so we're not picking up any trace of it as yet. Big rock there, could be underneath that one. Going to restart the pinpointer. It is picking up a bit of interference here. Nothing as yet. All right, let's. Let's see. Nope, still no sign of it. All right, what I'm going to do, because this is probably going to take me a while to get out of here, I'm just going to triangulate it a bit better with the with the metal detector. Once I'm getting close with the pinpointer, I'll bring you back and we'll see what it is. Right, well, I'm close. As you can see, it's quite a sizable hole I've had to dig. I don't know, it was really hard to locate. It seems like the rocks in here were perhaps bouncing the signal around and altering its potential location. But I've now got it down the bottom here. And I see the rim of a coin here. Yep. That's the size of a shilling. It's also the correct weight, correct everything for a shilling. I like shillings. Shillings are good. Now, the question is, what is it? I'm going to say it's 925 because it's not bright green and gunked up like most of them go. Actually, I wonder if I can find a rock pool. 1 second. I'm just going to get up and turn around this way. And we're just going to go for a little walk down the beach here. Do. A bit more do. Oh, look, water. Here we go. What can I see on there? Diddly squat, unfortunately. Oh. Look, I don't want to get my hopes up, but I think I can see a shield on there. But, oh, actually, in here, that's a silver coin if ever I heard one. So yeah, that is going to be a great little find there. You're going to have to wait for the cleanup to find out exactly what that one is, but I'm happy to take a shilling any day of the week. I barely ever find them, and there you have it. So that's telling me now that as soon as we have a dodgy sounding 90 signal up in these rocks, we're digging it. Let's go and find another one. Okay, well, night is falling, and I'm having to watch the tide behind me. It is coming in fairly quickly, and I've got to go back along the beach to get out off this beach. There are no walkways back up to the road, so yeah, we might have to make a hasty escape at some point, but for the moment we should be all right. At least we'll be all right to dig this one. Let's have a go at this lovely tone. Ooh-wee! That's the sort of tone I want to dig. It's shallow, it's high, it could be silver, and it's in a washout. So let's see. Oh, we've got this. It looks like and it feels like a big old plate of painted aluminium. Oh, that got my hopes up. I thought that was going to be a ring. Oh well, let's just check. Nah, nothing else around. That's all it was. All right, well, let's keep checking these washouts. We've got a whole series of them here, and perhaps we can pull something nice out. Let's move on. Rightio. Well, we are currently standing in a series of very large washouts. Not necessarily deep, but wide. There seems to be all manner of stuff in here. A lot of junk tones, a lot of iron tones, but then we also have tones like this. Very consistent all the way around, so it's a great candidate for a coin or a similar shaped object. And 60 is a good number. There are a few modern coins that could be. There are quite a few older coins that could be. Including a few old silvers, which is what I'm primarily out here looking for at the moment. Okay, we are getting close. Now there is a big old tree root right in our way there. Actually, that's not, no. Thought that might have been something, and it's not. Oh, actually, yeah, I see the rim of a coin. Hey, it's a modern one. It's $2. That's the first $2 I think I've found in, wow, a few weeks anyway. We don't tend to get a lot of them down here. This beach really, like, so the $2 was introduced in 1988, if I'm not mistaken. And since that time, there hasn't really been a lot of activity down here. So the occasional swimmer, the occasional, someone going for a swim, but not nearly as popular as some of the other local beaches, hence the lack of modern coins. But I'll take them wherever I can find them. Let's keep moving on, hey? Alrighty, folks. Well, we've got probably the worst washout I've seen yet today. This one's really wide and quite deep. And as you can probably see, it's right down to bare bedrock. So it's, boy, it must have been absolutely teeming through here during the height of the rain. But yeah, maybe we'll get a few good finds here. We've got our first tone we're going to investigate just here. This is just at the start. So this is the start of the washout here. A lovely firm tone. Now, I don't think it's going to be overly deep because of the bedrock immediately next to it. So, let's see. Okay, so it should be just under here somewhere. Oh, it's screaming at me. Where is it? It's out. There it is there. Oh, look, it's another $2. Hey, cool. Well, we might actually hit coffee money for once this week. Oh, that'd be all right. I haven't had a coffee in ages. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, let's keep working this washout and see what else there is to find. Okay, and as is now fashion on Point Vernon beaches, every time I go out, I end up finding a fishing lure sat on the surface. Except this one is right up in a tree. Oh, it's a beauty. Oh, cool. Check that fella out. All right, he's got the rattler inside and everything. Ooh, a few nasty rusted hooks there, so I'm glad I'm wearing gloves. But there's no reason why we couldn't remove those rusted hooks and put some fresh ones on and make that serviceable again. Cool. Moving on. All right, well, good news. I've found one of the beach entry pathways. So if we do happen to get stuck down here, caught by the tide, we do have a way to get out and get back to the car, which means we can prolong our trip out here for at least a little while longer. Now I do have a target here just in sort of the, well, what used to be the walkway of the path. It's pretty well washed out now, but there is something here we're going to investigate. That's what we're going for. Lovely low 50 signal, very, very stable. Sounds like that all the way around. So, let's see. Oops, get the right pinpointer out. Oh, it's right in front of me. It's a big old copper square nail. All right, well, that's our first one of those for today. And for those that perhaps haven't joined us before, we typically find these wherever we find old silver coins. And we've already found two, but none of these yet. So it was inevitable one was going to turn up sometime or another. Cool. Well, let's get this covered back over with the stones. And we'll plug on a little bit further and just see how far we can make it before the tide gets us. Righto folks, well, I've stumbled across another washout here. So we can see where all the water came running down here. And inside this washout, we've actually got two different targets. We've got one down low, mid-60s, nice stable. And then a little bit further up, I'm going to kneel down to get to this one. There's a 70-something tone. So we're going to tackle this one. Yeah, just confirming its location. It is just a little bit above this stone here. So we'll just mark that. Let's see. This one could be a little buried. Actually, I'm just going to move the detector right out of the way because it does occasionally cause interference with the pinpointer, and I'd rather not be dealing with that as well. There we go. Okay. So it was actually right under that rock. Oh, yeah, I've collected a coin there. Small coin, plain edge. So that's going to be 1 cent. Okay, that's all right. Let's bag that up. And I'm just going to quickly put all this sand back in the hole there before we move up to the other tone. Now, I've just got to reconfirm the location of this other tone because I've swiftly forgotten. How clever of me. Just get my camera in order there. There we go. Okay, got it. So, just going to brush these rocks off so I've actually got somewhere to kneel. Okay, now, whew, here we go. Just going to, might even move this one aside. Yeah, that's better. Some of these other ones out of the way. So this is almost certainly going to be something that's washed out of the park above. It is now parkland above me rather than bushland. And I'm not hearing it, which is a little surprising. I'm just trying to work out what's bedrock and what's not. Okay, that looks to be maybe bedrock there. Let's just confirm. Yep, that's bedrock. So where is this find then? We are right on bedrock. Pinpointers, hold on, let's reset the pinpointer. Okay, try again. That's better. Now we actually have a track on the location. It should be just up above here. Should be almost touching it going by that. Oh, yep, I see. I saw something in there. Oh, yeah, there it is. Oh, it's very thin. No, it's another 1 cent. So 2 1 cents in the same washout. Okay, so we're getting back onto the old bronze coins. Now, those 1 and 2 cent coins were taken out of circulation in 1992. So, dare I say, they've been down here for 30 or more years. So, where we usually find 1 or 2, usually a lot more follow. So, let's see what happens. We'll plough on and, yeah, continue the hunt. Okay, we're right next to where our 2 1 cent pieces came from. There was 1 there and 1 up there a bit further, and just tucked in behind here. Something that could be anywhere from 80 to a 90. Now, an 80, I would expect a 2 cent piece. A 90 could be silver. I mean, 80 could be silver as well. It's, yeah. But let's see what it is. Oh, it's going crazy. Hold on, just reset that. Okay. I think it's going to be in this little crevice here. So let's just see if we can do anything about some of the stones in here. So actually, yeah, we can move the whole thing. Even better. Crevice? What crevice? That one too. That did the trick. There should be something just down in here, I think. Boy, it's buried, I tell you. So this might be something a little older, perhaps. I hope it's something a little bit older. Oh, I see a rim of a coin there, but I don't have my hopes up for this one. Yeah, I'm seeing a goanna and a plain edge. That's 2 cent. Okay, not to worry. You have to dig these targets to know, because it's going to be the one that you don't dig that turns out to be the lovely little silver you're chasing. Let's move on. Righto, ladies and gentlemen, we have an opportunity for a silver coin here. A chance for a silver coin. Let's see if it is. Very typical numbers. And of course we have already had our couple of pre-decimals already, so we know we're in the right sort of area for them. We've also had our copper square nail. Another great a great indication. So the signs are good. Can we bag another? It's not far under. No, it's a modern coin. Is that one of the newbies? No, it's not. It's just a 20 cent ring and high. That's okay. Money's money, I'll take it all the same. All right, that one's bagged up. Let's keep moving. All right, can lightning strike thrice? We are high up on the beach. We've got all of our thick rockage up here, heavy gravels, and there's another 90 tone in here. Could this be our third 95 silver off the top of the beach? Now this one we do have some shell gritting. bits of coral and other things in the way. And this 90 tone does sound a whole lot cleaner than the last couple. So it might not be quite as deep, because the last, well, at least the last one, the shilling, was very, very deep. Well, at least I've got a track on this one right away. It wasn't quite where I was expecting it to be, but in the same vicinity. Oh, okay. Yeah, there is a coin there. Come here, Mr. Coin. Unfortunately though, I think it's just a 1 cent. A 1 cent ringing really, really high. Alright. Well, before I leave here, I'll recheck the work, and we'll keep plugging along the top of the beach here. Okay, another one here with a bit of potential. We are getting a little, much closer to our turnaround point now. We might just make it before the tide catches, but we're still playing it by ear. Let's get this one dug quickly and we'll move on. High 70s, 80s, it's hard to say for sure. It's a very scattered sort of signal, but sometimes the scattered ones are the ones that end up more interesting. Could be anything, could be a coin, could be jewellery, could be junk. I don't think we're going to hear this one from the surface. Alas, no. Alright, let's get some of this gravel out of the way, get our hole started. Oh, there's a big rock right there, I reckon. Oh. Oops. That's a great candidate for a coin to be caught under or next to. Under. Wow. Further under. Now that's looking like possibly some bedrock down there. So we might be dealing with a coin in a crevice. Oh, actually, or a coin right there. Is it? No. I thought I saw a little bit of copper staining, but it might just be the colour of that particular rock. We are close though. Okay, need to remove this one here, and whatever it is shouldn't be far away. Problem is I'm not seeing it. Oh yep, there it is. I think unfortunately though it's just going to be another 1 cent. Yes, sure is. All that way down and under that rock. Goodness me. Alright, not to worry. Let's pop that one away. Throw all this back in the hole and we'll move on. Alright, well we're in another bit of a washout here. It's maybe a little hard to tell, but there's a bit of an alcove that's been cut out here by the rainwater. And we have a tone in here that, I mean, it could be another 1 cent, but it could just as well be a silver, so we have to dig it. It's hard to get a good idea of exactly what that TID is, because it's just so all over the place. But, you know, we'll give it a shot. Okay, so let's pull some of these rocks away. I'll take that plastic with me. We don't want that left on the beach. Alright, let's just see, is it within pinpointer range? Amazingly it is. So this could be a recent deposition from the stormwater. Could be. Let's just move these roots aside. Could be between these two rocks here. Nothing jumping out yet. I am literally touching it, according to the screaming of the pinpointer. even though I'm so close I still can't see it. Oh dear me. Okay. Oh, there it is. Hey, it's $1. We've made coffee money. Excellent, I can enjoy a cup of joe tonight. Wonderful. Well, let's pop that away. And I can see that we've got a lovely bit of erosion coming up next, so hopefully there's going to be something nice in there for us. Moving on. Rightio, well, we're just under another big washout here. And just in the bank of the washout we have a tone we're going to dig. I'm going to call that mid to high 60s, I reckon. Actually, this is the first opportunity we've had to use the sand scoop all day. I typically still carry it with me anyway, because it's nice to sort of have that balance, you know, something equal weight in each arm. Okay, maybe as high as a 70 out of the hole. Coin. Now, the test, is it a strip or a 1 cent? And that is very firmly a 1 cent. Okay, into the bag. And I'm just going to have a poke around this washout above me here. Alright, another washout, another target. Let's see what this is. Very firmly 60-ish. Yeah. Shouldn't be too deep, I would imagine. Or maybe it is. Okay. Let's get a bit of material out of the way there. Right. It's actually much closer to me. Okay. Should be just about looking at it. Oh, is that? No. Ah, there it is, it's a key. Possibly quite an old key too. Let's see if I can get anything off that. No. Yeah, it looks like it used to have a key ring attached there, so there may be other keys in the vicinity. Alright, let's bag that up and we'll move on. Alright, well the detector's telling me there's something right on the surface here, but I'm not seeing it, so let's see what it is. Sounds like it's pretty consistently above a 40, which could be right for a silver thrip, a 50% one. I certainly hope that's what it is, but probably unlikely if it's a surface find. Just in here. Oh no, there's a 20-cent coin in there. Okay, let's add that to the tally and we'll move on. Alright, 2 paces further on, another very similar signal. Albeit possibly a little bit deeper. So, let's have a bit of a look here. Nothing immediately jumping out at me from the surface. Let's see. Okay, there is something here, a short ways down. grab our plastic scoop. It looks like it's mostly sand down here. And I should be touching it. I think I can, yeah, there's something there with a bit of green on it. Another 20 cents. Cool. All right, moving on. Okay, 2 more paces. Another similar tone. Could just one of them be a thrip? That's what we would like. That is what we want. Let's just get some of these rocks and twigs, etc. out of the way. Is it shallow? That's the first question. Very. There's a 20 cent right on the surface there. Actually an old piece of glass there too. Yeah, right. Okay, let's keep moving on. Righto, we've got another nice little tone here to investigate, and in other news I've also found another beach entry pathway which we can use. I was just starting to think about turning around because the tide is getting rather close, but we can plug on a bit more. Let's do this one first. Yeah, somewhere in the low 60s. Somewhere in the low 60s. Nothing immediately obvious with the pinpointer. Let's get some sand out of here. I thought for sure there were going to be roots in the sand because I've got a root here and a root there, but oh well. All right, this one's buried quite a ways. We might be down onto the rock layer. Yeah, there's rocks there now. Okay, so it's probably going to be wedged. So let's see what we can do with these. Just get a bit more sand out of the way here so I can remove this rock. Nope, that one's proven difficult. That might even be bedrock there. Right, there's a rock over there I can remove. Hard to tell sometimes what's bedrock and what's not. Actually, no, there we go. Now this one's moving. All right, now we should be home. Oh, actually, it's another key. And albeit a recently deposited one too, because it's even the key ring, it's barely got any rust on it. Well, there you go. All right, well, let's bag that one up, I suppose. We'll get this filled back in and we'll keep moving. All right, well, the wind's starting to pick up again. It did die down for a while. It was quite nice, and now it's just starting to get gusty. We do have a target here we're going to investigate. Let's see what this is. Now, some of these 50s tones can be quite interesting. This one is a little bit below the treasure line, so I'm not too sure what it's going to be. Okay, nothing jumping out at me on the surface. And we've got no response. Okay. Not overly surprised. Let's just get a bit of this stuff out of the way. It feels like we've got some roots or something in there. Yep, there's a big old root there. It looks like a clay layer. That's interesting. Let's just get that out of the way and pinpoint again. Should be just about touching it. Interesting. Just try and go underneath it, whatever it is. It's another key. What is it with all the keys on the beach tonight? Right. Just try not to fall over here. It wouldn't be very pleasant to fall on these rocks. They're quite jagged and sharp. Yeah, right. Alright, I'll take it. Isn't it funny how some objects just seem to come up over and over again in a short space of time, and then I probably won't find them again for another month or two, and then we'll get another lot of them. Anyway, just one of those things. Let's keep moving. Alright, well, we've got another little target here to investigate. It's been a little while since the last one, so let's find out what this is. We're at the bottom of a fairly steep slope here, so it could be something that's washed down, possibly. It is looking like a bit of a washout area, albeit a small one. Nothing audible from the surface. Okay, it's not really all that surprising. Oh, hey, that's silver. Hey, that's a sixpence. That's going to be a 925 sixpence. Very good. Now, can we get any detail off it while we're here? Let me just brush it off on my trousers. And what can I see? I'm having trouble making anything out on this one. I think once we clean it at home, we'll be able to get some better idea of what we're dealing with. But yeah, I'm happy with that. Now, what I'm actually going to do, I've actually stepped over two 40s tones just over there somewhere. They sounded a bit yuck, but seeing as we've got pre-decimal right here, there's now a chance that they could be 50% thrip. So I'll go and detect them, and if either of them end up being a thrip, you're going to see it next. Okay, so just for reference, that's our sixpence hole just there, and just in front of me here is a 40-ish tone. You can sort of see why I didn't dig it, because it just doesn't really know what it wants to be. Bit all over the place. Now, that surprises me. I wasn't expecting to be able to hear it from the surface. That's very surprising, actually. Might be wedged between these, there's a couple of rocks just here. There's one. And there's another rock just there. I might just see if I can get it out as well. Yep, I can. So we should now be able to, that's what our 40 tone was. That is the fixture, like a door handle, off actually quite an ornate piece of furniture. Well, that's quite nice, albeit not what I'm looking for. So we'll file that one under J for junk. And I think there may have been one other 20-something, or 20-something, a 40-something tone here. So we might just have a quick look for that before we carry on. Alright, well, the tide is getting awful close, so I'm starting to get a little nervous. We might have to turn around very soon. We do have a target here that we're going to have a look at. Let's have a go. In a bit of an area of washout, and as you can see, the water is still flowing here from subsequent showers after, well, actually just in the last couple of days. So whatever this is, it's probably going to be in this water. Now, pinpointer. Should be touching it, according to that. Yes, that looks to be perhaps part of a handle off something, or a leg off some furniture, or something of that nature. It's old, not sure what it's made of. Don't know. Anyway, we'll throw that in the bag and we'll carry on. Righto, well, I made it to the spot where we left off last week, and I've bounced back. The tide is getting awfully close. It's probably got another half hour or a bit more before it comes high tide, so yeah, we've got to keep a move on. Oh, here it comes. We've got a target here that we're going to have a look at. Fairly consistent 60 tone. Not too sure what it's going to be, not too sure on depth, not too sure about a lot of things. All right, let's see. Actually, I'm going to have to switch to the other pinpointer. I just can't hear the response on the XP when there's loud waves like this. Okay. Oh yeah, there's something there. Oh, it's a carabiner. And it still works. Miracle. All right, I might be able to make use of that. Very good. Let's bag that one up and let's keep plugging on. All right, folks. Well, thanks for joining us for another little treasure hunting adventure down on the beach here today. Just making my way back to the car, ready to go home and have some dinner. It's been a pretty successful run, I reckon. We've hit coffee money for the first time in a long time. And we've pulled out a couple of really nice silvers. So I'm going to be really interested to see what the dates are on those once I get them cleaned up at home. Stick around now. We've got the wrap up where we'll run you through what we found and if there's anything else interesting to note. And yeah, that'll be it for this week. Big thank you again for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to hit the like button. It really helps us out. And if you'd like to see more just like this, make sure to hit the subscribe button. We do release a new video just like this every week on a Wednesday at 7 PM Australian Eastern Standard. That's GMT plus 10. So until next week, happy hunting, stay safe, and we'll see you out in the field. Ah, blast. Fishing sinker. Oh dear. Well, that's part of an exploded can. Oh, and unfortunately in this case, it's just a big old early 90s ring pull. It's just an old ring pull. I don't know, this seems to be plastic on this end and metal on that end, so maybe something has broken off some hardware. Oh no, it's just a fishing sinker. Big old ball sinker with a little bit of fishing line attached.